All right, let's talk about something we all do. Why do we keep making the same mistakes over and over again? Well, believe it or not, our guide to figuring this out is the elephant. You've heard the saying, right? Elephants never forget. We usually just think of it as some cool trivia, a fun fact about their amazing memory. But let's flip that around. The real question isn't about elephants, it's about you. What are the things you shouldn't forget? See, while elephants remember everything, we humans, we're experts at forgetting, especially when it comes to our screw-ups. And that, right there, is where all the trouble starts. So if we want to fix our own faulty memory, we have to start by understanding why an elephant's memory is so incredibly powerful. And spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with holding grudges or remembering birthdays. It's way more primal than that. See, for an elephant, memory is a flat-out survival tool. It's not for reminiscing. Remembering a hidden water route they found years ago, that's life or death. Never forgetting the scent of a predator, that's not a grudge, that's a life-saving instinct. For them, memory is an active, vital system. Forgetting could literally get them killed. And that's the huge difference between us and them. We have the luxury, I guess you could call it, of forgetting. But that luxury comes with a heavy price tag, doesn't it? It traps us in these frustrating loops that we just can't seem to break. So you've got the elephant's memory, which is hardwired for one thing, survival. And then there's our memory, which loves to hit the delete button on the exact lessons that could save us from future pain. The result is pretty predictable, right? We just keep falling into the same old traps. So what are these things we're so quick to forget? Well, our brains are kind of designed to protect us, to soften the blow. We forget that gut-wrenching feeling of a bad investment. We forget the real, sharp pain of a toxic relationship ending. And most of all, we forget all those little warning signs, the red flags we definitely saw but chose to ignore. Here's the thing. Pain is a powerful teacher. But when we allow ourselves to forget how much a mistake really hurt, we toss the lesson right out the window. And once the lesson is gone, that pattern is absolutely doomed to repeat itself. You see it in our money, our health, our relationships, everywhere. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. We don't have to stay stuck in that loop. We can actually learn from the elephant. The secret isn't just trying to have a better memory. It's about building a system, kind of like keeping a mental ledger. Let's talk about money for a sec. After a big financial loss, most people just say, well, I'll try again. But successful people, they build a memory system. They really dig in and analyze what went wrong. They figure out their emotional triggers. Was it greed, fear? And they log that knowledge so they don't make the same mistake twice. And look, this system works for anything, not just money. It's a super practical 3-step process. Step 1, you have to actually log the mistake. Don't just brush it off and move on. Step 2, look for the pattern. Be honest, have you been here before? And step 3, the most important one, analyze the emotions behind it. Why did it happen? Was it fear, impatience, greed? This is how you turn a painful failure into incredibly valuable data. Because just going through something, experience alone teaches you absolutely nothing if you don't actually process it. If you don't build a system from your failure, you are guaranteed to repeat that failure. It's not simple. And this right here brings us to a massive, fundamental shift in how we think about personal growth. It's not about how many experiences you collect in life, it's about what you do with them. Think about it. Are you truly learning from your life, or are you just experiencing it? It's so easy to just collect stories, right? Oh, this happened, then that happened. But are you letting those things just wash over you? Or are you digging in and mining them for actual wisdom? This really boils down to 2 different paths in life. You've got the average person who just suffers through experiences, they get hurt, they recover, they move on. But then you have the person who is actually growing. They take that same suffering and they put it under a microscope. They analyze it, they deconstruct it, and they pull out a lesson that makes them stronger for the future. Success isn't the result of just having experiences. It is the result of analyzing those experiences. Look, we all go through stuff. The real game changer, the thing that separates success from failure, is having the courage to look at what happened with brutal honesty. All right, so let's bring this all home. What's the big lesson we absolutely cannot forget? How do you finally stop being the human who always forgets and start becoming the elephant who always learns? The point here isn't to get stuck dwelling on the past or beating yourself up. The goal is to strengthen your memory, not just for the good times,
but for the lessons. To build a memory that doesn't just cherish the happy moments, but that carefully preserves the wisdom you earned from your toughest times. That is the kind of memory that actually moves you forward.
And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. What is the biggest lesson you shouldn't forget? Seriously, look back, think about the patterns. What is that one piece of wisdom, that one thing you learned the hard way, that you absolutely must not forget again? Find it. Hold on to it. Because that is your elephant's memory.